All right, what's going on, people? This is my review of EA's conference. It just literally just wrapped up. Uh, excuse me. Big shout out to all of you that showed up. We had fun. We talked about Scorpio. We talked about potential price points since tomorrow's a big day for Xbox gamers. So we talked about that in the comments below. I had fun. Had fun. Definitely had fun. A lot of you gave me some good feedback. You said you could see the stream. It was clear. Just suffering from frame rate drops, if I'm not mistaken. So I just fixed that. I was pulling that straight from my Elgato, and I have my bandwidth set a little low. I boosted up a little higher, so maybe that'll fix it completely when we get to Microsoft's conference. If not, I'll simply boost it again, but it should be fine going into Microsoft's conference. But let's go ahead and get into EA's conference real quick. I didn't think it was a bad show. Usually EA's conferences be bad. This one, maybe I'm just excited. It wasn't a bad show. It was actually a pretty decent show. They showed off a few games. Most of the games they showed off, though, were Star Wars, you know? So, let's go ahead and get into it, though. They did show off Need for Speed. I think that was what that was. Need for Speed. Looked good. Looked real good. Liking it so far. They had Jesse from Prank vs. Prank in here. I don't know why he was here, but they had him here, as I guess for star power to promote the game. It was kind of dumb. They had a game that actually piqued my interest very hard, and a lot of us were talking about it in the comments below. It's called Way Out, and basically it's a co-op game with you, so you and your friend can play, and basically you're in jail, and you have to find a way to get out, and there's so many ways of getting out, from bribing other cellmates to get you around. Let's say somebody was on laundry duty, you can bribe that person so that you can get into the little carton that has the clothes in, and he can get you to a certain part of the prison. And when you get out, you can find another way around and get out that way and stuff like that. And you can, probably escape through the sewers, because it did look like he was in the sewers at one point in this trailer or his gameplay footage. It looked good. It looked really good. It looked very interesting. And that's something that piques my interest. So good job on EA's part for that. That was really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. They didn't really touch on whether it would be 4K or not, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I can see it, getting some, it's going to look good, but because it looked good in the trailer, and the gameplay looked good. So, I mean, it could look better, obviously. Obviously, it's not coming out yet, but it looks good. Looks absolutely good. Let's go into the other games. They did show FIFA, and they touched about, how people were, started as nobody when they first started playing FIFA. And then as soon as they became world champions in FIFA in terms of games, they became well known. They were talking about that. So they were showing off FIFA. Didn't really care about this. You can actually ask anybody who was in the chat. And the live stream, they'll tell you, I literally was rolling my eyes at this entire segment. Like, come on, I don't care about FIFA. I really don't. Excuse me. But I didn't care about FIFA. So you guys know, I'm going to keep it real. I didn't care about FIFA. But FIFA's coming. It did look like they improved on a lot of the mechanics, because they were showing off a new mocap tech on this, and the kicks and everything look good. So I mean, it improved it. It looks good in terms of that. I just don't care for it. They did talk about Scorpio though. A lot of you probably missed this. They did talk about Scorpio. It was on the Madden part, and this is why I said, expect Madden to be expect EA to literally be on Microsoft's press conference, because they did talk about Madden and how it will have 4K enhancements on the Scorpio, and it will look beautiful on the Scorpio. That's what he said. It looked alright. It looked really good. The textures and his pads and everything, you can see the stitching crazy, vice versa. The visor looked more realistic and vibrant looking, the colors in it. That looked cool. It looked really cool. Really cool. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of games. They didn't really have a big show in terms of games. They really didn't. And that was the upside down about this. That really was. I think it was an hour into this, and I know you're wondering, well, for an hour, this should have been more than that. It really wasn't for an hour. After they showed that, it got right into obviously the game that they're so proud of, and they clearly put a lot of resources in, which is kind of funny, because the last one was clearly half-assed. Star Wars Battlefront 2. They came out with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Looks good. We were all geeking out like, yo, this looks dope. It looks good. The story mode hopefully is good. They had it presented by one of the females who's actually voicing a character in here. She came out, she with the stormtroopers, and she looked like a sexy general. But literally, she, like, picture a cross between the dominatrix and the general. That's what she looked like, and she looked good. She looked good. Hey, keyword, she looked good. But let's get into that. The reveal, the Star Wars, looked cool. We were all talking about this. We were all looking at this like, this actually has got a lot of potential. However, one thing they didn't really touch on is how exactly do you get into these vehicles? Is it the same arcadey, unrealistic way when you find a floating power up and you grab it and automatically it shows up on the map? I didn't see anything like that. I didn't see any vehicles on the maps, period. So I don't know how they got these vehicles inside. You can play as a stormtrooper, or obviously you can play as a stormtrooper on the dark side, but you can play as a clone bot. I think that's what they're called, clone bots, the little robots. You can play as the robots, whether it be the standard ones that has like the little laser gun, or you can play with the ones that are bulky and have like a gun on their arm. You can play as those in there. They look cool. They look balanced. They look cool. I like that. The new flight mechanics look a little better. Flight mechanics definitely look a little better. I didn't see that arcadey way where you press one button and you do like a swoop up and then you turn and, like, what I'm saying, do like a 360-degree angle. Yeah, I didn't see anything like that. So hopefully that is not in here, because that actually ruined the flight combat for a lot of people in the last one. It was just kind of silly that you just couldn't really, control your vessel or your ship that well. So that looks good. They definitely improved that. That looks good. Now, the characters they have on here, as of right now, they have Darth Maul, they have Yoda, they got Finn, who came on stage. Well, he wasn't really on stage. He came on a video and said that Finn, his character from A Force Awakens, is going to be in the game, so he's going to be in there. Captain Phasma, who was Finn's general in the movie, she's going to be a playable character in the game. Boba Fett's in the game. They were showing gameplay of Boba Fett. Darth Maul, Rey, who is obviously from Force Awakens, she's in here as well. And Kylo Ren is also going to be in this game. And if you pre-order, and Yoda, and if you pre-order the game right now, you get exclusive access to the beta, as well as when you purchase the game, you'll have a Yoda player card, if I'm not mistaken. That's what she said, a Yoda player card or something like that. So there you go. Obviously, there you go. That's it's pretty not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Characters look good. One thing I did notice when they were showing off the gameplay, everybody was just picking these characters. Now, I highly doubt it's going to be like that in multiplayer, unless they're going to do it like, okay, you start off as normal, and then they rack up the score by who was the most MVP, and then the MVP gets to choose whoever the hero is, whether it be Darth Maul, Yoda, vice versa. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but basically everybody was picking characters. So I'm like, how are they going to balance this again? Because everybody was just picking characters, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how they're going to do this. I really don't. I didn't see no floating arcade power-ups, so it's a little hard to determine whether those are in here or not. I'm not sure, but it looked good. It did look good. They did say that Finn and Captain Phasma are going to be free as well, too. So when the game comes out, they're going to be part of the free DLC that's coming in. So that's a plus, and as well as a map. So consider this Star Wars definitely an open apology for the last one. And it looks good. I'm not going to lie. I was legit impressed by it. I was. One thing that's probably going to happen in this is a lot of camping is going to happen. There's a lot of just stuff I've seen in here that just spells camp. I'm telling you. Some of the map designs in this had a little bit of areas in here. And I know a lot of my guys who were watching this saw this. There was a few areas in here that I can see people just being gay and just sitting in a corner and waiting. I'm telling you. I expect some camping in this game. Expect it. Maybe not as big as Call of Duty, because let's face it, Call of Duty is just trash. But expect some camping in this. Gun balance looked about right. It looked fine. One thing, if you guys looked at Star Wars Battlefront, the first one, usually when you got hit by a lightsaber from Yoda or from a Luke or Darth Vader, you instantly were dead in like 2 hits. In this one, well, they were showing Darth Maul, fight some people, regular stormtroopers. He was hitting them at least 3 or 4 times. So the balance is definitely there on the heroes front. However, Boba Fett, let me tell you something. Boba Fett still looks OP. I'm telling you right now. He was flying. This dude, I kid you not, he was on the stairs. He was going against like 6 stormtroopers. He was shooting his gun, flew up, shot him again. They all died. And then he turned to the right, and there was more coming from the right. And he was shooting at the ones on the right, taking them down hella fast. Boba Fett is definitely going to be OP in this. I'm telling you right now. I am calling it as I see it. They are going. He's going to be OP. Definitely OP. But after that, after they showed that, they showed off another little Star Wars game. It was like a little mobile game. And Anthem. Anthem was another game. They talked about that being an Xbox game. A lot of us are saying it's Xbox exclusive. Hopefully it is and not a timed exclusive because Microsoft needs real exclusives. So there you go. Anthem. And that's it. That's EA's conference. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't really hate on it. I thought it was a pretty solid conference. Could have been better in terms of like more games, obviously, but it's not bad. Not a bad way to start E3. Usually EA has the worst, and I just cringe every time I see it. There was no mention of like Fight Night, so if you're hoping for Fight Night at EA's conference, no Fight Night. Or if you're like me, you were hoping for a UFC 3. No UFC 3 was mentioned. They did talk about a sale, though, on PlayStation, so you can get all their games half off or something like that. But really, who cares? All your games are old. So that's it. That's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I had fun, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Make sure you thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell icon so you know as soon as my news becomes available, and we are ready for tomorrow. I'll see you guys later, all right? Deuces.